Hello friends, I'm trying to figure out if we are live. That's always the question. I think we are live. Or are we live? Let me see. Yes, indeed, we are live. Hello and welcome to another live walk, another one of my live walks. I am here just along Tama River, just on the border between Tokyo over there and Kawasaki over here. So we are now on the Kawasaki side, and it's about 1 hour before sunset. It's 5:30 p.m. here in Japan, and my plan for tonight, as you can see, it's a very wonderful day here, a wonderful afternoon, and my plan for this afternoon is to walk from here over to Musashi-Kosugi, which is a big high-rise neighborhood about an hour or so this way. Some of you might remember that I walked there before. I think I did a night walk to Musashi-Kosugi quite a long time ago. But yeah, so that's the plan for today, for today's walk. I think this stream will be about an hour and a half, maybe an hour to an hour and a half is my guess. And that's Futako-Tamagawa over there, the rice area. That's Futako-Tamagawa station. You can see there's some construction going on here. Anyway, I think this will be a nice walk, mostly through pretty quiet and sleepy residential neighborhood. I think I will follow this river just for a little bit now in the beginning, but it's a bit monotonous to walk along the river, so I think I will steer into the residential neighborhoods, maybe use this pedestrian bridge over here. It's also pretty windy right now. I hope my DIY windshields are doing a good job to block out some of the wind noise. And it's currently like rush hour, so there's like a train every 2 or 3 minutes in each direction, I guess. A lot of people are heading home from work now. So these trains here heading into Kanagawa Prefecture tend to be very crowded this time of the day. So that's why I didn't want to go somewhere on the train, because yeah, this time of the day trains are best avoided. And someone asked about the weather. Of course it is 24 degrees, and it's also a reflection reveal. Some of you might notice that I've actually gotten a haircut, so that's progress, I guess. So yeah, 24 degrees, 55% humidity. Sunset is sunset is so late now. Yeah, there you have it. And I would also like to say thank you to everyone who joined me yesterday on my walk in Enoshima. That was a really wonderful walk. I had such a great time. And after that live stream, I also ended up shooting an hour-long 4K video that I will post on my post on my channel soon. It's still being processed by YouTube, but I guess next time, maybe tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, if there's a day when the weather is bad or I don't have time to do a walk, I will publish that video. But yeah, I really had a good time yesterday. Enoshima is so nice. I wish I could do like day trips like this every day with you. But unfortunately that little project took me the better part of the entire day. I think I left home at 10 in the morning and I got back home at well over 6 in the evening. So yeah, it takes some time to get to those kind of places, and unfortunately I don't have that kind of time every day. Oh, I think we just got a new subscriber. Thank you, Jimmy Fu. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. What time is it? It is 5:41 p.m. here in Japan right now. And let's see. I do feel like it would be nice to drink a beer at some point tonight. I do really sound like an alcoholic. I always want to drink beer when I stream. But we'll see. Maybe there will be a beer break. Maybe not. If I've been to Kyoto or Osaka, yes, I've been to Kyoto and Osaka many times throughout the years. But I've only live streamed from Kyoto. I've never live streamed from Osaka. But there's a few 4K videos from Osaka on my channel that I shot like 2 years ago maybe. Did we walk here before? No, I am pretty sure that we've never walked here before. I don't even think that I have walked here before personally. This is Kawasaki, indeed. This is Kawasaki. Thank you, Tommy. Yeah, when we grew up, there was no internet. There was no live streaming channels like this. So it's pretty amazing. I think even like 5 years ago, this wouldn't have been possible. At least not in decent image quality. But the fact that we can do live streams like this in HD resolution is pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. Should go down here. I really have no idea about the route today. I only have an idea of the general direction, which is like this direction. But if you're curious and want to look at a Google Maps or something, you can search for Futako-Shinchi station on the Dain-Toshi line. That's very close to where I started today's stream, and I will be heading to Musashi-Kosugi. Sunset view, yeah, I think so. It would be great if we could find some like elevated spot about an hour from now and watch the sunset. That would be lovely. Also, I have a very interesting, exciting little meeting coming up. Can't reveal too much about the details, but it's a very interesting potential collaboration with a mobile phone company. I hope I can tell you more about it soon, but right now I can't. But I should know more in a few days if it materializes or not. I think you will be excited about it as well. Yes, Roni, I'm sorry to hear that you're not able to come to Japan. It's a problem that a lot of people, thousands of people, are suffering from right now. The Japanese entry rules are very strict, so I'm very sorry about your situation. How heavy is your equipment? It's less than 500 grams. I don't know, it's the weight of the phone is about 200 grams and the gimbal is maybe 200, 300 grams as well. So pretty light. I've struggled to find the lightest equipment possible that still gives me a decent quality to make these videos. Because if I had to carry like super heavy stuff, then there's no way I would be streaming this frequently. Looks like there's lots of kids living around here. Maybe it's a very child-friendly neighborhood. Lots of kids on bike. So this isn't 4K. No, it's basically, it's possible to stream in 4K if you have some very specialized equipment, but all my live streams are in 1080p and my pre-recorded videos are in 4K. Looks like a very nice local residential neighborhood. Maybe this is a very family-friendly building. 4K will take all your data. Well, my data is unlimited, so that's really not the problem, but the problem is the transmission speed. It's not fast enough to upload data to have a stable 4K stream, except in a very few spots where there's like 5G signal. Double beer no jikan. No, I had beer yesterday. I had a beer. The live stream yesterday ended with a beer. So there was certainly a beer break yesterday as well. Good night, Melody Matilda. And welcome, Garfield. Good to see some familiar faces here in the chat already. Thank you, Jenny. Thank you for the beer money. Thank you so much. Yeah, the YouTube notifications are not really working very well, unfortunately. It's always a bit hit and miss if you get the new YouTube notification or not. Sometimes it notifies you after the stream has ended. So they're very slow. So my recommendation, if you're eager to get more reliable notifications, is to consider joining me on Patreon. Because then I always send out a notification as soon as I decide when my next live will be. Today was very last minute though. I think I posted like 15 minutes before the live started. Because I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to do a stream today. But usually I try to do it like an hour before, when possible. And Patreon notifications are quite reliable. Then you can set it up so you get an email as well, so they're way more trustworthy. The link to my Patreon is in the video description, by the way. Local little shrine here. Maybe you need a $1 Patreon tier just for emails. It's actually possible to join Patreon at any amount. There are a few people who are paying just $1, maybe just to get the notifications. So it's possible, even though there's not an official tier for it. But in order to get access to the Patreon only live streams, that starts from the $5 tier. Where is it actually? Somewhere in Kawasaki. I don't really know. I started at Futako-Shinchi station, but that was like a while ago. So I can look up on a map where we are now. Oh, thank you, Patarapam. Thank you so much for joining my channel. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Now you will also get the fancy little logo next to your name in the chat. So let's see where we are. Yeah, it's a little bit difficult. The nearest station is this one, Musashi-Shinjo, and I'm here. So there you go. Not really Mizunokuchi, no. I don't think I've ever been here. Popcorn. Interesting sign. Popcorn, popcorn, popcorn. Where am I heading now? I think I'm going this way. It's a little bit confusing, this crossing. But I think we are going this direction. I don't think Popcorn is selling popcorn. It looked like it was like a cafe or maybe a bar or something. Are you using the wide lens currently? Yes, indeed I am. Indeed I am. Kind of like how it looks. It's not super sharp maybe, but it's I kind of like the perspective. Ah, thank you, Ray. You looked it up. It's a restaurant. I see. Do Patreon, it's worth keeping tea in business. Thank you. Yeah, Patreon is really the best way if you want to support this channel. It means a lot to me that I know that I have over 100 people now that are eager to watch my videos, and that I know that I will get a little bit of money coming in every month. So it's largely thanks to you, my dear Patreon supporters, that I'm able to do this so frequently. What part of Tokyo is this? This is not Tokyo, this is Kawasaki, just on the border to Tokyo, but we are currently in Kawasaki. We are heading to an area called Musashi-Kosugi. Ah, okay, now I think I know. This river, I think I know this river. I think I walked along this river a long time ago. Oh yeah, and another great way if you want to support me is to hit the like button. That only takes a few seconds of your time, but it helps me with the YouTube algorithm, which can be extremely valuable. So yeah, if all of you watching could take 2 seconds and click the like button, that would mean a lot to me. Thank you. Thank you, Kay. Thank you. Done. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you, Kevin Lim. Michael Samira, nice thumbnail pic there. That's a good idea. Thanks for reminding me. I will go back and snap it. Looks even nicer on the iPhone screen, actually. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, everyone, for the likes. Postcards are great. Thank you, Joe. Thank you. I'm very happy to hear that. I'm very happy to hear that. There's a new batch on the way now, so those should arrive in anything from a few days to a couple of weeks, depending on where you're living. And it seems like right now the postal service is extremely slow in many parts of the world. So it seems like some of you are waiting like three weeks until you get it. Yeah, Unicorn, you got the last one this week. That's pretty crazy. I sent it in the beginning of last month, so yeah. We just passed 300 viewers. Thank you and welcome everyone. To those of you who are new to my channel, I hope you enjoy this. I do these kind of live walks almost daily. I try to publish something on my channel almost every day. There's a few exceptions when I'm too busy or when the weather is too bad, but basically, yeah, I try to post something every day. And what I enjoy the most is to do these live walks with you, which is fun because then I get to interact with you, my dear viewers, and that's the best thing of running this channel. Are you going to shoot any 4K after the stream is over? I don't think so. No, that's not in my plan today. I think after this stream I will head home, but it depends. My wife is currently meeting her sister, so if they decide to have dinner together, then I will have more time, and then I might shoot a 4K video as well. We'll see. But when I do evening streams like this, then I usually only just stream. Recording 4K videos is more like when I have a whole day to shoot, like yesterday. Then I try to get more than one video in there. But yeah, on days like this, so basically today I've been taking care of our daughter the entire day because my wife was working. But then now when she finished work, she took the little one and went to meet her sister. So now I have a few hours, and I choose to spend those few hours doing this stream. So yeah. Any live celebration in order of Minnie's first birthday? I don't know yet. You're asking, Agi Kovacs is asking if I use an ND filter on a sunny day. No, I don't. I don't know of any way that I can easily attach an ND filter to my phones. I know that there are like things like the Moment cases that allows filter attachments and stuff, but the thing is my phones are so heavy, so they're already like borderline too heavy for my gimbal, and with those kind of clip-on lenses it gets even heavier. So no, ideally I want to be able to use an ND filter, but right now I haven't really found a good solution for it. So how often does it rain there, asks Mimo. It rains quite often. Right now we're having kind of like semi-rainy season. Like real rainy season hasn't started yet. It starts maybe next month or later this month. But because of climate change, things are really not what they used to be. There used to be like a rainy season for like a month or a month and a half, where it rained almost every day, but not like constantly, but like every now and then there's just like heavy bursts of rain. But yeah, now the climate is changing and everything is a little bit messed up. But rain is common here in Japan and here in Tokyo. Lush little mini park here, quite nice. Would have been nicer if there was a bit of sun actually hitting the trees. T's gimbal has withstood the test of time and stress. Thank you, Michael. Yeah, I'm still thinking that it might be time to get a new one. I've been using this one almost daily for a year now, so it's probably seen some wear and tear. But I don't know. I think it still works reasonably well. We'll see. Maybe DJI will release a new one soon. I hope they will. One that is designed for bigger phones like the iPhone 12 Pro Max and the S21 Ultra, which I'm currently using. Thank you. Yeah, Miyazaki gang. Glad to hear that you liked the last postcard. Yeah, that was a shot of my neighborhood, Futako-Tamagawa, and it's really cool how you can see like the airplanes kind of lining up in the background, about to approach Haneda Airport, right? It's yeah, I'm quite happy with that shot. Your live stream always makes my day. Thank you. I'm happy to hear that. I'm happy to hear that you like my random walks through bland neighborhoods in Japan, like this one. I'm very happy to hear that. After a live stream, I always feel much happier. So thank you. And that's thanks to all of you, my dear viewers. Nice, some farming going on here in the middle of the city. And by the way, those of you who don't know what we're talking about the postcards, so that's one part of my Patreon. I have what I call a postcard club. So those who join that pays me a little bit of money every month as a support, and in return you get a postcard sent to your mailbox every month with one of my photos. So yeah, if that sounds interesting to you, then please look at the Patreon page, which is linked in the video description. Oh, Nojima. That's actually a home electronics store. Kind of a random location for Nojima. You would love that. Oh, great, Kay. Then yeah, please check out the Patreon and feel free to sign up if you think it sounds good. Where is this? Yeah, good question. Good question. Where are we now? Somewhere in Kawasaki. That's about all I know. We are here, if that makes any sense to you. Musashi-Shinjo, Musashi-Nakahara on the JR number line. We are somewhere in between. Oh, and here we have a kombini. Let's see, shall we get a beer? Okay, trying to convince your husband. I hope the husband agrees. I hope you manage to convince him. Yeah. So slowly we're getting more and more closer and closer to the sunsets. Are you Swedish? Indeed I am. I am Swedish. Interesting that you could tell from my accent, but I think it's pretty obvious for those who are familiar with Swedish English accent. I think it's pretty easy to spot that I'm one of those. So let's see if this Lawson has a decent beer selection. Yay, they have some good beers here. Nice. That's not good. We're back. Okay, good. Yeah, sometimes when we enter shops the signal drops. It's usually, I don't know, sometimes it only drops for a few seconds here over at my end, but you can take like well over a minute for the stream to actually recover, which is a bit annoying, but it's just the nature of the live stream, I guess. Who let the junks out? Nah. That's a very valid question. But yeah, now it looks like we're back to full signal, so it should be okay. And also remember that whenever it happens, whenever the stream stops, reloading the page on YouTube can sometimes fix the issues faster, rather than if you just wait. So let's see if we can find somewhere to sit down and drink this little beer. There's like small fields every couple of 100 meters here. I kind of like that. We don't really have them that frequently on the Tokyo side. Ah, and here's Jenny's favorite, the Hello Kitty branded rental containers that you can rent for storage of all the things you don't need in your home. Ah, thank you, Patrick. Sunset at 6 p.m. in the Northern Hemisphere. Yeah, it's more like 7 p.m. over here, but... cat? Can you see cat? Cat is waiting for someone to open the door. So I wonder, maybe we can sit down here. If there's a bench, I guess we're allowed to use it. Let's sit down here and drink the beer. I will do it quick this time because it's not the most interesting view. So just a quick little beer break today. For those of you who are new to my channel, yeah, I do beer breaks in most of my walks because I like beer, and it also gives me a good opportunity to relax a little bit and be a little bit more aware of what you're saying in the chat. So if you have any questions that you want me to answer, then asking right now is a good idea. Oh, thank you, Mimo. Thank you for the beer money. Appreciate it. I do a little leg reveal here. Hairy leg reveal number 2. Also beer reveal. Kanpai. What's on the agenda for today? It's just a very, very relaxed walk here in Kawasaki. I think about 90 minutes in total. And yeah, nothing fancy, nothing special, nothing particularly interesting either, I think. We'll see. We have 300 viewers now. Hopefully there will be more than 200 when I'm done with the beer. How long did you live in Japan? So that's one of the questions that I answer in the FAQ in the video description. So please have a look there for answers to some common questions. And if you still have any follow-up questions after that, then let me know and I'll be happy to answer. And also, I don't know if anyone asked, but the alcohol percentage of this beer is 4.5%. And yeah, it's a pretty cute little label. And yesterday I promised I have one mega supporter on this channel, which is someone who is very generous in terms of financial support. So thank you so much, Mikael Eideholm, to you. And he asked me to do a little beer, like recommendation of beers. So then I thought, why not do a Patreon-only beer tasting live stream? So I will do that quite soon, I think. So if you think that sounds fun, that's another reason to join my Patreon. Hello Redmans, welcome. Beer breaks are the best. Thank you, Agent 1213. Thank you. Do you know how many calories you burn every walk? I don't really keep track, but my Fitbit does. So here's a calorie burn reveal. This is how many calories I've burned the last couple of days, but that's not just on the walks, that's like my daily calorie burn. I have no idea if this is much or not. I know nothing. Like 3,700 calories, is that much or a little? I don't know. I don't really care so much. Does it feel awkward sometimes when people see you walking around while streaming? Sometimes, yeah. That's why I generally prefer to walk in not too crowded areas, because I do feel a bit uncomfortable if I'm in the middle of Shibuya or somewhere. Then it makes me feel a little bit uncomfortable. 暑くなるとキンキンに冷えたお酒が飲みたくなる。そうですね。これすごいなんか今のビールは本当に美味しい。結構冷えてます。An adult human male of your size probably need to eat 2,500 calories per day. Okay. Mika Laderholm, welcome. Did you do this kind of walk before you started live streaming? Yes, I do. I always enjoy going on long walks, ideally with friends. But of course, now since I started doing my YouTube channel, I do it like almost daily. Before, maybe I wouldn't do walks like every day, but still quite often, yeah. This leggy beer o'clock is sort of classic. Is it? I don't know. Do I usually reveal my legs while having my beer? Maybe I do. タバコは吸ってないです。はい。若い頃はなんかパーティーの時に吸ったんですけど、今は全然吸いたくないです。I think there's some mosquitoes here. Feels like I'm getting bit. Wow, this is amazing. The number of viewers is actually increasing while I'm on my beer break. What's happening today? I'm soon done though, so I will keep on walking very, very soon. Did you come there by train from your house? No, it's I walked from my house. This is close to, or the place where I started this stream, it's close to where I live, so that's why I stream in that area so often, because right now with the pandemic and everything, I really don't want to have to ride the trains, especially not during the rush hour. So, yeah. What do you think about too many Japanese people smoking in this situation? So, I don't think Japanese people smoke so much these days though. I mean, it's been a big difference. I came to Japan 13 years ago. Back then I felt like people were smoking everywhere and that there was lots of smokers, but I think especially among the younger generation, smoking has decreased a lot, and I think that's great. Smoking is not good for anyone, so there's no benefit in any way to a society by having people smoking. So, yeah. Less than 40,000 subs for 100,000 subscribers. Yes, it would be amazing if we could break the 100,000 subscribers barrier before the end of the year. Then I will be very, very happy. I don't think it will happen, but 200 likes, can we get cross leg switch? Sure. I promise I will do that if we get 200 likes. If we can get over 1,000 subs per week, we can get very close. Yeah, we're nowhere near that, unfortunately. We're like halfway to that point. But some days, like I get like 150 new subs, but that's pretty rare. Most days it's more like 60, 70, 80. Have you climbed Mount Fuji? No, I haven't. To be honest, I'm not so tempted to climb Mount Fuji. It doesn't seem that enjoyable to me. I've never really met anyone who said who has climbed it and said that it was great and amazing. Most people who climb Mount Fuji, they tend to be like, yeah, it's good to have it crossed off my bucket list and I will never do it again. So yeah, I'm not so tempted to climb Mount Fuji. Oh, we did cross 200 likes. Thank you. Okay. Leg switch. Haha. Let's get going. Best sources to learn Japanese. I don't know. Don't scream. That's not a source to learn Japanese, but that's just good manners. And I don't know. Go to school. Move to Japan. That's how I did it. That's what I can recommend. Ikimashou. Do you go on camping trips sometimes? No. I haven't really been on any camping trips in Japan, no. I've been glamping a couple of times on a few press tours, but that's it. No proper camping. Mount Fuji is something to be viewed from afar. Yeah, that's kind of what I think as well. It's a beautiful mountain to watch, and I really like the areas around Mount Fuji, like the Fuji 5 lakes. There's lots of beautiful spots, but when you're on Mount Fuji you can't really see Mount Fuji, so if it's a clear day, sure, then I guess the views are very nice, but other than that, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll do it sometime. Someone asked if I get tired after my walks. A little bit, but not so much unless it's very hot. But other than that, like a 2-hour walk is not really exhausting unless it's like very hilly. Like yesterday on Enoshima, there's lots of stairs and you go up and down all the time. That can be a little bit tiring, but when it's on flat surfaces like this, I wouldn't say that I get very tired from walking, no. Hope you enjoyed that little reflection reveal. 高橋さん、ありがとうございます。今来ました。今日は近くですか？そうですね。ちょっとまあ今川崎の武蔵小杉の方に行きます。Futako-Shinchi駅、二子玉川の近くから武蔵小杉の散歩。多分あそこの大きい建物は武蔵小杉と思います。Yeah, I would love to do some camping actually. It would be a lot of fun, but I don't know. I'm not really a camping person. I'm not so used to it, and it seems like a bit of a hassle, especially now if I'm gonna do it with my family and with a baby. might be a bit of a challenge. The last thing I did anything remotely similar to camping was when I went to Iceland a few years ago with my wife. Then we rented a car that had like a foldable tent on the roof. So we slept on the roof of the car. We rented the car for a week and drove around the island. That was great. Yeah, other than that, my camping experiences are pretty limited actually. And I don't know, now, like, as I'm getting a little bit older, I really value comfort. So these days, me and when I go traveling with my wife, we tend to be a little bit selective in terms of where we choose to stay. And especially now with the baby. It's we did our first trip together 2 months ago. We went to Kamakura, which is close to Tokyo, and stayed 2 nights at a pretty nice hotel that had like a huge bed, which our daughter really loved crawling around in. So that was really a good experience, mostly just because our daughter was so happy there in that room with the big comfy bed. Ah, thank you, Patrick. Is Kawasaki flat? I think it's quite flat, yeah. I don't know if all of Kawasaki... some parts of Kawasaki are pretty hilly, actually. The areas where I streamed, like last week, or was it 2 weeks ago, I did a few streams in Kawasaki. And those areas were pretty hilly. So, yeah.機会があれば上野毛から中町1丁目の方面もお願いします。ありがとうございます。中町ってどの辺ですか？上野毛はよく知ってますけど、中町はどの辺ですか？でもそれもうちの近いから全然問題ないと思います。上野毛は近くて、あの辺もなんかいいコースがあれば、ぜひ行きます。What's your favorite anime? Don't really watch anime. Good friend of mine is a priest at Senjuin Temple in Kamakura. Wow, that's very interesting. It would be nice to do some video from like a place like a temple. Like if it's possible to get some like good behind the scenes footage, or like get access to shooting at places where I wouldn't be able to shoot otherwise. That could be very interesting for me. Please English. So I have quite a bit of Japanese viewers, and I talk to them as well. So this is a bilingual channel, even though like 90% of what I say is in English. But I think it's a little bit rude to tell me to stop interacting with my Japanese viewers as soon as I say something in Japanese. Do these apartments have lifts? Good question. I think so. Most apartments have elevators, especially newer ones, but maybe, yeah, I think if it's more than 3 or 4 stories, they will most likely have a elevator. In some cases, I've even seen that they retrofitted like older apartment buildings with elevators. It's getting a little bit more common to see that they do like renovations of older apartment buildings, such as this one. Like before, they probably would tear them down after like 30-40 years, but now they actually sometimes do like renovations of the entire building instead. Because I think when it comes to concrete buildings, they should be able to last a bit longer. Yeah, Japanese English education is bad. I think so too. Unfortunately, I think it's a big disadvantage to Japan as a country that the education is not better when it comes to English, because I think that's one of the most valuable skills to have in the modern society. So it's a bummer, but yeah. It doesn't seem to be a high priority by those in charge, unfortunately. What was English teaching like in school in Sweden? I honestly don't remember that much, because I learned English by playing lots of video games as a kid. Like, Sweden is such a small country, so all the games were in English, and I just learned English naturally that way. So I remember like many times I had to explain things to my English teachers when I was in school. But in general, I think the English education is pretty good in Sweden, though. Because most Swedish people can speak decent English. And I think it's one of the reasons that our tiny little country is relatively successful in many ways, in terms of like building global brands, and also our music industry is quite successful all over the world. So I think it's very good. It's very good that I'm very thankful that I grew up in a country where we had a good chance to learn English. Like, if I grew up in Germany or France, where all the video games are in German or French, maybe my English would not be what it is today. So yeah. Japanese people don't need English. Well, I think everybody needs English today, because it's the second language of the world. But of course, yeah, if you only want to live in your own little country and your own little bubble, and if you want to only be able to, use the internet, a very, very tiny little piece of the internet, which is the piece that's available in Japanese, then yeah, sure. I mean, most Japanese survive. They live a good life without knowing English, but I do think that many of them could live an even better life if they did speak English. So it's a shame, if you ask me. I think, like, for me, knowing English is like the most important skill I have. Like, I would rather lose my ability to take photos, or my ability to write, or even my ability to walk. I think I would rather be handicapped, be stuck in a wheelchair, but still know how to speak English, than if someone like just removed the English I know from my brain and then kept everything the same. To me, just English is yeah, it's such a good and indispensable skill to have. That's really something that I feel like almost nothing that I do, that I've done with my life, would have been possible if I didn't know English. So yeah. To me, it's a no-brainer to, like, if I was running a country, I would definitely put a lot of effort into teaching the people English. We're getting closer to Musashi-Kosugi. That's the high-rise buildings over there. For deleting those messages. Please, people, read the FAQ before asking any questions. It's quite tiring to always have the same questions asked, especially when they're actually written in the video description. It's not fun for my long-term supporters to always hear me answer the same questions again and again. Yeah. Country like Sweden, where we really have to learn English or we will be stuck in a very, very small bubble. So I think I'm very happy and grateful about that. And that's also one of the reasons why I want my daughter to grow up in Sweden rather than Japan, to have a more, globalized mindset, which I think would be more of a challenge to foster in a country like Japan. Quite a boring stretch here. Let's see if we can find a little back street or something that's a bit more interesting. snapped a potential thumbnail image there.この後鎌倉行く？いや、違います。この後は帰ります。家に帰ります。この後はなんか鎌倉まあいつでも行きたいんですけど、今日は行けないと思います。残念ながら。あ、昨日、ああ、そっか、すいません、間違います。僕もまだ漢字うまく読めない。あ、そうですね、昨日はね、いや、鎌倉行かなかった。昨日のストリームの後は、4K の動画も撮りました。江ノ島で。その後は帰りました、家に。I was so the kanji for yesterday and the kanji for today, I kind of mixed those up. So one of my Japanese viewers asked me like yesterday if I went to Kamakura after the stream, which I said that I was planning to do. But I read it as will you go to Kamakura today after the stream, which was a bit surprising question. Oh, thank you, Patrick. Teach us something in Svenska. So, teach us something in Swedish. What shall I teach you? What do you want to know? Tell me what you want to know in Swedish. Be creative and come up with something just like that. I wouldn't consider myself fluent in Japanese. Like, I would not even bother looking for a job that required business level Japanese. I don't know, maybe I'm underestimating myself because I do actually work with clients quite often who only speaks Japanese. But still, like, having an email or two to answer a day compared to like working 8 hours a day in a office where only Japanese is spoken is quite different. But yeah, I know lots of non-Japanese people who speak way better Japanese than I do. I guess that's the point I was trying to make. But I'm happy to hear that you think my Japanese is good. Thank you, Ray, for clarifying the rules and reminding people about the FAQ. 江ノ島は海が綺麗だった。そうですね、すごい綺麗だった昨日。とっても気持ちいい一日だった。Beer, please, in Swedish. Beer in Swedish is öl, which is a funny word. It's öl. It's spelled ö, which is one of these letters that we have in Sweden, which is the O with 2 dots on top of it, and then L, öl. And it's funny because that word in German means oil. So meaning it's quite different in Sweden and Germany. But yeah. And I'm sorry, I'm like very far behind in the chat right now. Hörde jag öl? Per-Ola? Absolut. I just had a beer like 15 minutes ago. So I'm very sad that you weren't there when I had that beer. Yeah, actually, so this neighborhood, like 2 years ago, there was a big flood, like Tama River was flooded. And there was lots of problems happening along the river. And in this neighborhood, actually, some of the towers did have blackouts, I think for weeks, and also the toilets stopped working for some people in some of these buildings, and also the sewers around here got like, they started running, like flooding the streets around here. So it must have been quite unpleasant. I wasn't here, thankfully, but yeah, that event kind of highlighted the issues of living in a high-rise apartment. What do you think about Japanese language school? I went to one and it was great. That was over 10 years ago, but yeah, I went to language school for a year, and that's how I learned the basic of the Japanese that I know today. Here is your energy for walking, so it might be your oil too. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's one way of looking at it. That makes a little bit of sense, I guess. Life without a washlet in a high-rise. Yeah, life without a washlet in any rise. High-rise, low-rise. You know what I said a few days ago? A clean butt is a clean soul. That means a dirty butt is a dirty soul. So yeah, life without washlet is it's not a good life. It's not a life that I would like to live. Thank you, Patrick, for the super chat again. Wow, you're very generous today. Svenska aphorism, that is like a Japanese one. Oh, wow, that's tricky. That's tricky. I mean, a simple one. The first one that popped into my head is a very basic one. It's isseki nito, which basically means to kill two birds with one stone. We have that in Swedish as well. Eller har vi det? I think we do. Att slå två flugor i en smäll. Yeah, in Swedish we say to kill two flies with one hit of the like fly killing thingy. So they're kind of the same, but they're still a little bit different. Let's walk up this pedestrian bridge actually. Två flugor i en smäll, yeah. Isseki nito in Japanese, which is literally one stone to two birds. So it's very similar to the English version, but the Swedish one is slightly modified. that's not an aphorism, isn't it? Is it? Oh no? What's an aphorism then? Maybe I don't know that word. That's a proverb. Ah, that's true. Yes, Pio, you're such a so much more skilled at words and language than I am. 一石二鳥か。一石二鳥。Ah, right. 一石二鳥. I said 一石二鳥, but 一石二鳥. Sorry, my pronunciation. すいません。間違えました。Snapping some potential screenshot thumbnails here. 良いところに住んでるね。僕はこの辺住んでないけど。僕は二子玉川住んでます。それも悪くないんですけど。ピューピュー。この YouTube は一石二鳥ですね。Working to YouTube 配信でできる。そうですね。そうですね。そうですね。この YouTube チャンネルも一石二鳥。This channel is also killing two birds with one stone. I get a bit of exercise and it helps pay my bills in the downtime when I don't have much other work. So yeah, that's definitely two birds in one stone for me, and hopefully to you as well, my dear viewers. I hope that you both get a bit of, I don't know, a bit of entertainment as well as a little bit of education from watching my videos, maybe. If so, that would also qualify as two birds with one stone. Ah, 写真と動画もですからね。そうですね。Yeah, and I get both video and photos. So that's also one stone, two birds with one stone. Iseki Nicho. Name of this train station. This is Musashi-Kosugi, which is a pretty major station. There are several train lines connecting here, and that's actually one of the reasons I think why this area is quite popular, because in terms of access it's actually pretty awesome. Like you can get to central Tokyo in like half an hour, you can get to Yokohama in half an hour, and you can also get to Kawasaki in like Kawasaki station area in probably like 15 minutes. So yeah, there's lots of useful train lines here, which I think is one of the best things about living here. For that reason alone, I would be quite happy living here actually. But I don't live here.道がめっちゃ綺麗。そうですね。まあ多分この建物は最近できたと思います。なんかこのなんていうショッピングセンターとまあマンションもあるんですけど、これは多分この辺1年前ぐらい行ったけど、その時はまだ工事中。ここ So yeah, this building, this shopping complex and the residential tower on top of it is very new. Like when I came here like a year ago, this was still under construction. I think I came here on a live stream like half a year ago, and at that time they had just opened. But yeah, it's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. Yeah, we did stop the stream here last time I came. I think I walked up this escalator and then the stream ended last time I came. And let me check. I think I just got a message from my dear wife. Trying to figure out if I should end the stream and head back home, or if I have a bit more time tonight. In that case, I wouldn't mind walking around this area a little bit more now that we got here. Sorry folks, I need a minute or two to sort out the plans for the rest of the evening. Oh, thank you, Patrick. Are you near the Keihin Fushimi Inari Shrine? I don't know. I'm not familiar with that place. Let me look it up on Google Maps. I am. Yeah, I am. Ah, wait, now I think I know. Yes. Right. I did pass that shrine last time I came here, actually. I just didn't know the name of the place, but yes, it's quite near. It's quite near. Maybe I should go down there. I'm wondering if that place is any nice at night. But before we go there, let's just walk through this little narrow alley down here, which I think should look quite beautiful in the evening light, like right now. This place, Sentarodo Kosugi. It's pretty quiet. A lot of most of them look like they're closed right now because of the state of emergency, I guess. Lots of people smoking here. So I'm thinking, where do we go from here? Did I use teleportation power again? Really? Did we get a bit of junxing signal issues? Yeah, this place definitely has one of the highest densities of residential towers. Like when you see this place from a bit of a distance, it's really like an island of high-rise buildings in a sea of relative low density. So that's quite interesting. I think I will cross here to the other side of the station. Oh, now it's suddenly very windy. Yeah, so I will have dinner on my own. That means I can stream a little bit longer. So we've been going for an hour and a half already, which is kind of what I expected tonight. But we can do a little bit longer, I think. No wind noise at all. Wow, that's great. That means my DIY windshield is doing a great job. Very happy to hear that, and I'm also very happy with the audio from this phone in general. Whenever I look back at these streams, like, yeah, the audio is a big difference. The image quality is not such a big difference, but the audio is definitely much better on this phone. I think I would change camera now though to the not ultra wide. There you got a little bit of chest reveal and yellow t-shirt reveal, but now it's getting a bit darker here, so the wide angle camera isn't really great for low light imagery. Chest cam, yay! Chest reveal, man boob reveal. It would be so great if we could go upstairs in one of these buildings and watch the sunset from up there. I'm sure it must be gorgeous. But unfortunately, I don't know if there's any like publicly accessible place with a nice view around here. I wonder how long the elevator to the top would take. Yeah. I mentioned this many times before, but it's well over 10 years ago. But for a few weeks, a summer back in, I think 2009 or 2010, I was staying on the 53rd floor in one of the highest residential buildings in Tokyo. I had a friend of a friend owned that place, and me and that friend was kind of house sitting for a few weeks. And yeah, the elevator did take some time, and it was a little bit inconvenient, but the view was, of course, quite amazing from up there. I think I will head down this way. Yeah, 53rd floor. The view was amazing. But then again, what do you expect from a place like that? And that was very centrally located in Tokyo. So it was really cool, actually. But I'm not sure if I would like to live in a place like that, like constantly. I don't know if you would get tired of the view. Maybe. Or if it would always be enjoyable. Not sure. But most of it is that the neighborhood was not very interesting, and it was pretty inconvenient, even though it was geographically just a short, like 20-25 minute walk from Ginza. But yeah, there was like nothing around the building, and a little bit boring. It felt like a place that had no soul to me. And I like soul. I want the places where I live to have soul. Yeah, it's more fun to live in Koenji. Koenji is great. Koenji has lots of soul, which is one of the reasons why I like Koenji so much. I never lived in Koenji myself though, but I would love to. What's this? Furai no Oka? Furai no Saka? Furai no Oka ka. It's a cute little park. Clean butt, clean soul. Yes, you know it, Pio. Nice little urban park here. So where are the better sweets, Japan or Sweden? I have to give that one to Sweden. Japanese sweets are not really sweet enough for me. But I don't know, like, I mean, there's some nice sweets here in Japan, but I just love Swedish candy, like the most artificial junk there is, but it's so delicious. Here in Japan, I struggle to find good candy. But yeah, I feel like I'm walking in circles now and that I don't really know where to go. So I guess that's a sign that I should just end this stream. Maybe I should try to do a quick little 4K walk around here as well, because the colors are pretty nice right now. Let's see, what else are you saying? Where are we stopping for dinner? I won't eat on camera tonight. I will just grab something. I need to have dinner soon because all the shops close at 8 because of the state of emergency. So if I'm eating out, I need to do it now. Kanelburre 食べますか? Kanelburre, kanelburre 大好き. Kanelburre 大好き. What's the state of emergency count in Kawasaki too? Yes, Or, yeah, I think so. I'm pretty sure Kanagawa is also under a state of emergency. But to be entirely honest, I'm not sure if it's because it's been so confusing. They had like state of emergency, and before that they had like kind of a state of emergency light that I think is still in effect in some parts. So it's been such a confusing messaging from the government. So I honestly don't really know if it's the same here as it is in Tokyo. But anyway, that being said, I hope you enjoyed this little random walk around tonight. And yeah, as always, I will see you all soon again. Okay, thanks so much for watching, and yeah, remember to like, subscribe, consider joining the Patreon. Link is in the video description. What else? Maybe that's all. Yeah. Thanks. Otak Pio. And thanks everyone else. Bye bye. Mata ne. Hei do. This is Auf Wiedersehen.